Class 2. Practice becoming mindful through your movements. Warm up. Start by laying down in a comfortable position on a yoga mat. Head relaxed, arms by your side, legs and arms straight. Taking a moment to focus on your breathing. Soften and close your eyes and become mindful of the rise and fall of your chest. Gently roll yourself to one side as you slowly push yourself up in a seated, comfortable position, sitting tall and shoulders back. Start by rolling your head to the left, coming into 3 small circles. Then repeating on the right. 1, 2, and 3. Becoming mindful of any aches or tightness within your body. Give yourself one big shoulder roll, coming into a neutral, forward-facing position. Place your left hand on your right knee and your right hand to the back of the room, coming into a soft spinal twist. Repeat on the other side. Place your right hand on your left knee and your left hand to the back of the room. Looking over your shoulder, giving yourself a gentle stretch. Come to face forward, taking a deep breath in as you start to bring warmth into your body. Bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a big hug, preparing for today's class. Rolling forward and coming into a seated butterfly position with your feet together and knees out to either side of the room. Allow yourself to creep forward with your hands straight in front of you, feeling a deep stretch in your lower back and glutes. Creep your hands back and place them on your knees, palms facing up. Staying here for a moment to release some of the tension in your hips. Roll to one side, finding comfort in all fours. Make sure your hands are next to your chest and use your triceps to lower your chest down to the ground, followed by your hips. Laying on the ground on your stomach, push yourself up onto your elbows to come into a sphinx. In this position, look over your right, then your left. Lower yourself down to the ground. Push back into all fours and slowly step into a standing position, any way that is comfortable for you. Make sure your feet are shoulder width apart. Bring your hands to your knees for halfway lift, making sure your back is flat. Lower your hands down to the ground, shaking your head yes and no a couple of times to release some of the tension in your neck and shoulders. one vertebrae at a time, unfold yourself into standing. Arms come over your head as you take a deep breath in, creating a big circle with your arms as your hands come into a prayer position, resting in your heart space. Stay here for a moment as you come to stillness. Step your right leg back and position it in a wide stance, with the back foot at a 45-degree angle, with the left leg slightly bent. Coming into Warrior Two. Arms come into T position, with energy running out of your fingertips. Make sure your body is facing to the right side of the room. Flip your front hand and bring it up and over the body for a side stretch. Return your hands to a T position, making sure your hands and shoulders are in line with each other. Cartwheel your hands to the front of the body, framing the front foot. Step your left leg back and come to a grounded position on the floor, finding yourself once more on all fours. As we repeat on the left hand side. Make sure your hands are next to your chest. Use your triceps to lower your chest down to the ground, followed by your hips. Laying on the ground on your stomach, pushing yourself up onto your elbows to come into a sphinx. In this position, look over your right shoulder, then your left. Lower yourself to the ground. Push your hips back into all fours and slowly come to a standing position, any way that is comfortable for you. Making sure your feet are shoulder width apart. Bring your hands to your knees for a halfway lift, making sure your back is flat. Lower your hands down to the ground, shaking your head yes and no a couple of times to release some of the tension in your neck and shoulders. One vertebrae at a time, unfold yourself into standing. Arms come over your head as you take in a deep breath, creating a big circle with your arms as your hands come into a prayer position, resting in your heart space. Stay here for a moment as you come to stillness. Step your left leg back and position it in a wide stance, with the back foot at a 45-degree angle, with your right leg slightly bent. Coming into Warrior Two. Hands come in a T position with energy running out of your fingertips, making sure your shoulders are facing the side of the room and turning your whole body. Flip your front hand and bring it up and over the body for its side stretch, returning your hands to a T position, making sure your hands and shoulders are in line with each other. Cartwheel your hands to the front of the body, framing the front foot. Step your right leg back and slowly transition your body into all fours. Then make your way into a lying position on the ground on your stomach. strength. Bring your hands beside you in cactus arms. Hands up beside your ears with your elbows bent, resting on the floor. Then lift your hands off the floor for a slow count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them back to the floor in front of you and push back into all fours, taking a moment to focus on your breathing. Raise your right hand out, straighten and elongating it, then separating it to the right side of the room for a slow count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your hand down on the mat. Straighten your left leg. Slowly separate it to the left side of the room for a slow count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then resting your knee on the floor. Repeat on the opposite side. Raise your left arm out straight, elongating it, then separating it to the left side of the room for a slow count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your hands down. Straighten your right leg slowly, separating it to the right side of the room for a slow count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then resting your knee on the ground. Cool down. Find yourself in a comfortable seated position. Taking a deep breath, filling up all your lungs, and bringing your hands over your head as your hands come to a prayer position and rest in your heart space. Bring your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big hug. Slowly lowering yourself to the ground. With your arms and legs straight, allow a moment to feel grounded. Come into a spinal twist. Place your feet on the ground so your knees are bent. Then bring your right hand up and rest it on your left knee. Bring your knee in towards the body to meet your hand, allowing both your hands and your knee to drop to the right side of the body. Staying here for a moment, releasing all the pressure and tension in your back. Repeat on the right side, coming back on your back, feet on the ground, and knees slightly bent. Bring your left hand up and rest it on your right knee. Bring your knee in towards the body to meet your hand, allowing both to drop to the left side of the body. Allowing all the tension and pressure to melt away. Bring your legs down straight, followed by your arms, relaxing in a lying position, facing up relaxation. Allow your body to come to stillness. Arms become heavy, legs become grounded. Focus on your breath. Allow stillness and listen to your surroundings. Close your eyes. Then, when you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. With your eyes still closed, roll yourself to one side and sit yourself up in a comfortable seated position. Interlace your fingers and bring them up and out. Then rest your hands in a prayer position and rest them in your heart space. Today, I will focus on the good, knowing the good will get better. Bring your hands in a prayer position and bring them to your lips, thanking them for always knowing what to say. Bring your hands to your heart and thanking it for always guiding the way. Thank you for practicing with me today. All together we say, Namaste.